Well, welcome back. What a delight to have in the studio with us, Robin Fuller. She is the Executive Director of the Grants Pass Pregnancy Care Center and does a wonderful work up there. Their organization, can't say enough about it. But she's here to share with us some needs and give us some information. So Happy New Year, kind of, sort of.
Same to you, Perry.
Good to see you.
You too.
Wow, you got a lot going on. You have, I want to talk about your needs first, and then we'll come about what's happening in California. But you have several opportunities for folks to serve in what you do. Tell us about that.
Well, we do. We have a few job openings right now, and it's not that often that we have those. And so I've talked to people over my 14 years there who always say, I'd love to work at the Pregnancy Care Center. And we have some of those openings now. My office manager at the Pregnancy Care Center had the nerve to become pregnant. And so she's going to be transitioning into a part-time job. So I'm looking for an office manager who will also operate as an assistant to me, kind of be my right-hand person.
Good.
So looking for someone that's a full-time 40-hour.
Between midnight and 4.
That's awesome. Yeah, so that's a full-time position and salary.
All right.
And then we're looking for a part-time 20-hour-a-week development assistant to help our development director in fundraising and connecting with our donors. And that can be pretty flexible as far as the hours. And then we're always looking for more nurses who are interested in joining us. So
and registered nurses, obviously, yeah.
Yes, registered, current license in the state of Oregon, and the two first positions are going to be closing really soon. So if anyone is interested, they need to email or bring in a resume with a cover letter indicating why they would like to work there.
All right, how do they do that? gppregnancy.com?
They can email us at help@gppregnancy.com.
Help, okay.
Or they can call our office at 479-6264, and the jobs officially close on the 15th.
Okay, did you hear that? So, procrastinators lose. You get a big L on your forehead if you're a procrastinator. So here's an opportunity to get involved in a terrific organization, great ministry work, 479-6264. Or you can send information to help at the gppregnancycenter.com. Again, an office manager. You need some registered nurses. By the way, that would be part-time for those, right?
Yes.
And a part-time development assistant. So what a great opportunity. Well, thank you for letting us have an opportunity to get that out there.
Well, I've come on KDUB.
By the time you get back to the office today, you'll be flooded with phone calls.
I've come on KDUB before and gotten some incredible candidates.
Okay, good. All right, give her a call. So what's happening in California that should be an alarm?
Oh, well, for those of you who have not heard of the FACT Act, as they are calling it, went into effect January 1st. That will require every pregnancy center in the state of California to directly refer for abortion. So when I say that and you try to wrap your brain around it, the whole reason we're there is to not refer for abortion, but the government is forcing them to. And Alliance Defending Freedom and the Pacific Justice Institute are really trying to tie this up, but so far the first round of judges in the Ninth Circuit said no, these have to go forward. So I'm not sure what my friends down in California are doing right now, but it's coming to Oregon next.
All right. Even under religious exemptions?
Yes.
Did you hear that?
And regardless of the fact that they are non-profit, private, Christian organizations.
All right, this has got to get a lot of legal battles going on, but you're saying it's coming to Oregon. How?
Well, we're in the Ninth Circuit.
Yeah.
And we've had many battles in the legal system. So chances are pretty good this will be introduced in Oregon next.
So how are they handling it down there?
Well, I talked to one friend of mine who's down there.
You can go get an abortion, but you better come get this ultrasound first? Is that how they're doing it? I mean, what would be the...
No, basically what they're saying is regardless of what a woman's decision is when she comes to a pregnancy center, they're required to hand her information that says you have the right to have an abortion and here's where you can go to get one.
You know, that is, I can't find the words. Where is this going to go? I mean, it's going to come to what's being said over the pulpit.
Well, exactly. If we can't, it's such a First Amendment issue. It's like, telling a church or a pastor, you must say this or do this, and if you don't, you're going to be fined every day. And what will ultimately happen is, I'm sure there are, Planned Parenthood has clients lined up to go in the doors of those pregnancy centers. And if that pregnancy center doesn't actually give them that information, then they will be fined. And so what would ultimately happen is, most of these pregnancy centers don't have extra money to pay fines. And so it would shut them down just because of the finances, if nothing else.
So have you found out how they are handling it? I mean, they have to hand them a brochure. Is that enough?
Well, it's not enough. There's actually more to the bill. If the pregnancy center is not an actual licensed medical clinic,
okay,
they're required to post signage in a certain font size at the front door and on their website stating that they are not an abortion facility and they are not a licensed medical clinic. So that's the first thing that has to happen. And I don't know all the ins and outs of the law, but I do know that one gal that I talked to is down there. I asked her what they're doing, and they're still seeking legal counsel, and Alliance Defending Freedom is working with a couple of other legal ministries that help Christian organizations and are trying to figure out how to stop this so they don't have to do it.
Well, we always say, well, it'll never happen. It is happening. Mm-hmm. And Oregon, being as liberal as Oregon is, and with the control of the Oregon legislature by the liberals, I can't help but think, and especially with this governor, that this will be on the agenda in this next legislative cycle.
I'm sure. We're pretty sure it will be. We do have a pretty good coalition in the state of Oregon, and we are talking amongst ourselves and trying to plan and wanting to have a lobbyist up in Salem for us that we had the last term, which was really good, because many of these legislators, they don't know who we are. They really don't know what we're doing and the impact we're doing and the millions of dollars worth of services pregnancy centers in all of Oregon are giving to our communities.
Now, you are a medical center.
Yes, we are an accredited medical clinic.
So what's the difference between that and who provides pregnancy services that's not a medical center?
Well, the only thing that sets us apart is we don't make referrals for abortion. That's what makes us a pregnancy center, because we don't do that. Any other medical clinic that provides women's services, most of them offer birth control. We believe life begins at conception, so we're not really going to get into the birth control side of things. We also believe abstinence outside of marriage is the best lifestyle, according to our biblical belief system. So we can't usually just be a regular medical clinic, because I don't want to tell a woman where to go to have an abortion.
Okay.
Even though it's one Google search, one Google search, she can find out exactly where to go.
Right.
I don't know the exact addresses or the places to go, so I can realistically tell her truthfully, I'm not sure where you can go get that.
All right. Politically, we're in a catch-22 situation, and I'm a little ticked off about it. I said it this morning earlier on the show, that under this Republican-led Congress and this new Speaker of the House, they gave the President and the Democrats, under the omnibus bill, total funding for a year through the end of his presidency, which included Planned Parenthood and Obamacare. Totally funded it. Then they come back today or yesterday and say, oh, we're going to send the President now a bill to defund Planned Parenthood and to defund Obamacare. Well, they can't do that. They just funded it both for a year, and they're going to send a bill up there and saying, we're going to defund it, knowing that he's going to veto it. So they all go home and campaign and say, well, I voted on the bill to defund it, when they actually funded it. I mean, we're in a serious spot. And I thought, how in the world did we get from these videos that shook up a nation to actually funding Planned Parenthood for a year? What's your take?
Wow, I'm not sure. I think so many people in America really just, we have so much thrown at us continually on the media. I think there are a lot of people that are just fed up with all of it, and so they don't even want to watch the videos.
Yeah, right.
I think if those videos were shown on mainstream media everywhere, I think there would be great outcry, because there is no denying that they are taking babies that are viable in term and they are killing them. There's no denying that when you just listen to their own words.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and the fact that they won't allow women to see the ultrasound images of their child in Planned Parenthood, but it's absolutely necessary the first time she goes to her OB physician. So there's so many disconnects that I think America just doesn't know what to do with it anymore. So what we say is, no, you know, we can't save every life. We can't, I try and look at the smaller picture. In the city of Grants Pass or in Josephine County, is there a woman we can touch who will choose life instead of abortion? And I focus on that one person because the overall picture looks so discouraging. But we can save a life, we can change a life. Just this week, one of my employees was in a restaurant and the waitress recognized her and said, "Oh my goodness, is this your husband? I need to tell you," as she turns to the husband, "that your wife is amazing. And she helped save my child." And then she whipped out pictures of her little 3-year-old boy and said, "Without you guys, I don't think my son would be here." That's why we operate, and that's where we have to keep our focus. Well, one life at a time, Perry.
Yeah, I know, and there's so many battlefronts on this. I'm just in shock that when the videos came out, yeah, we're calling it mainstream media, but the liberal side of the media didn't cover it like the conservative side did. But nonetheless, America was outraged by it, and then we couldn't get it stopped. And then they turn around and fund it in the bill. I'm just about up to here with it. And then in the state of Oregon, as you know, our tax dollars are still paying for abortions every day, and we do have an opportunity to turn that around. But it does boil down to one-on-one. It boils down to relationships and being there when the crisis pregnancy pops up, and to help these women. And let me just say to our viewers and listeners, you know, Robin there in Grants Pass, you have Cindy over here in Medford, and all the centers around the country and down in California. I don't know what they're going to do. What do you do with this one? But on the other hand, here's an opportunity. I want to go back and highlight a couple things here. Mm-hmm. She needs an office manager. What's that job and your right-hand person?
Well, you know, HR, personnel files, running the office, you know, administrative skills, working with people, knowing how to manage people. You know, I'm looking for someone who's got good people skills, but good office background.
Okay. Boy, do I understand that one. Okay, and you need some registered nurses. Now, if you're a registered nurse in the Grants Pass area or not, maybe you're around one of the areas and you want to give some of your time to the Pregnancy Care Center there in Grants Pass, you can use them. Did they know how to work the ultrasound? Yeah.
Well, if they're around for a while and they're interested in that, there is opportunity to learn that.
Okay, and you need a part-time development assistant.
Yes.
So, again, you can call Robin at 479-6264. That's there in Grants Pass, area code 541-479-6261, or help at the G. Is that right?
479-6264.
Oh,
you said one.
I'm sorry. All right. And help at gppregnancy.com. Well, this is interesting. Thank you for what you do and you are doing. The stories from your organization are terrific. You also do the Silver Ring thing. I can't imagine the battles that we're in front of this next year, but we got to stay at it.
Yes, we do.
And how many clients did you see last year? Do you know?
I don't know. I
Many,
don't have
hundreds.
all the numbers.
Yeah.
400.
Really?
That's just in the office. And we shared our abstinence education program in the schools to over 2,000 middle and high school students.
And that is tremendously received.
Yes,
yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Perry.
And again, a couple of areas, opportunities. Office manager, registered nurses, and part-time development assistant, all are openings there at the Grants Pass Pregnancy Care Center. Let me encourage you to give them a call, go online, send your resume over. A little explanation why you want to do this. I think I know why you asked that question. In fact, I know exactly
Very
why you asked
important.
that. Yeah, it's
Yes,
very
it is.
Why do you want to do this? So let them know when you contact them and send in your resume.
And get it in quick because the deadline is looming. We're not messing around. We're going to get somebody hired by the end of the month.
There you go. You heard it from her. Thanks. Good to see you. We'll see you next time on Focus Today.
Thanks, Perry.
I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video and make sure to check our other videos at theDove.us.